Hey. So I'm coming on to share where I'm at with my journey with Zepbound. I started sharing this in my online group, but since I've decided to branch out to YouTube, I thought I would just share it here. So when I started 12 weeks ago, I weighed 213.8 pounds. My current weight is 177.8. So that brought me to 36 pounds lost in 12 weeks. I started with the titration dose of 2.5. My insurance company only covers single month dosages of what they consider titration doses, which is anything that ends in a 0.5. So I was only allowed to do 4 weeks at 2.5, and even though it was working really well, I had to move up or it wouldn't be covered. So I did the next 4 weeks of the 5 milligram, and then that wasn't working as well, weirdly, as the 2.5. So I titrated up again to the 7.5, and of course my insurance company only covers 4 weeks. So the 7.5 was working a little bit better than the 5 did, but still not as good as the 2.5, which is still weird to me. So this week I am up to 10 milligrams, which I didn't want to go that fast. I really wish the insurance company would talk with the manufacturer and understand that different people respond differently to the different dosages, and that if it's working, you should just allow them to stay there. They're not paying any more or any less than what they were paying at the 2.5 for the 10 milligram. So to me, it's very bizarre. But I'm super happy with the weight loss. That averages about 3 pounds a week, although that's not entirely accurate. If you average it out, then it's 3 pounds a week. But in the beginning, I lost what I feel was a lot of inflammatory fluid from my body really quickly in the first 1 to 2 weeks. And then my weight loss slowed. So some weeks I lose 1 pound, some weeks I lose 2. This week I had a whoosh. So it was like I was just sitting between 180 and 179.8. And then this morning it was down to 177.8. So I've also had to implement some protein shakes that weren't gritty. I was using a particular brand of protein shake, but like the flavors are throwing me off. They were flavors that I loved, but now I'm like, I don't really want to have like a really super sweet blueberry cobbler flavor every meal 3 times a day if I'm not hungry. So I've switched over to the Fairlife, just the little small ones, for 30 milligrams of protein, and I do 1 to 2 a day plus a meal because I'm not really hungry, and it kind of makes me feel icky when I eat, like try and sit down and eat a meal. So I just thought that I would share this update video. Plus, I am changing my shot location. So the first 3 weeks of the 2.5, I had done it in my stomach and I didn't feel it at all. The last shot I did in my thigh, and that one really stung, like going in, coming out, like my thigh hurt for like a day. I don't know if it's because I have fibromyalgia, that area is just sensitive or what. But today, I'm going to try the back of my arm, and I'm here by myself. So I've watched a couple of videos of people doing the back of their arm by themselves. And there aren't a lot of videos out there that show people doing the back of their arm by themselves. So I just wanted to show you how I did it. And you can decide if it's right for you. I'm also interested to see if my side effects or benefits increase with changing where I'm doing it. So although I'm not super hungry, I'm still kind of like craving sweets at the end of the day. So like sugar-free popsicles and stuff like that. So although it's not bad, I'm just kind of hoping that that craving kind of diminishes. Because I didn't have any of that craving on the 2.5 milligram. Still, I find that odd, but it is what it is. I am having success, so I can't really complain. And my insurance company covers it, so I also can't complain. A 3-month supply for me is $75, so it's $25 a month if I do 3 months. If I do 1 month, it's $30. I have had like lags in the availability of getting the shots with CVS, and the doctor's office I have will only put out one prescription at a time, so I can't have one at 7.5 and one at 10 that are active, only one. So if there were refills on any of the others, they just withdrew the prescription. So I couldn't like put one in at Amazon, put one in at Lilly Direct, put one in at Express Scripts, put one in at CVS. No, I won. So I've just left it at CVS because that was super frustrating. So every time we put in a prescription, it says back ordered, not available, correct this, try and find it at a different pharmacy. But every other CVS or, Osco or Rite Aid or any of them that I have contacted about trying to fill my prescription, they're like, yes, well, it shows that we got a delivery, but we have patients waiting for that. So their system isn't entirely accurate when they're telling you this CVS has blah, blah, blah milligram. Well, they might have gotten a delivery, but if they have people waiting for that delivery, then they don't really have any available. So I've learned to just kind of be patient and try and wait it out. And then when I'm titrating up, to leave a week shot for a buffer. So when week 3 comes, you make sure that your new prescription is in there. So when there's been like a 5-day lag, I don't have to wait because I have the 7.5. So I could take that and then wait the week. And if I have to titrate up again, I'll try and do it like after the first month because I'll have a 2-month buffer. I know that Eli Lilly says that there are not shortages currently, but there still are. And there's lags between the times where you are ordering your prescription, when it gets ordered through the pharmacy, how long it takes to get there, and then they get it and they fill it and send me a message. It's, it could be 7, 8, 10 days. You don't know. So I just try and stay ahead of it. It causes less stress because the first month was super stressful because I had to go, I think it was 4 days without a shot because 5 wasn't available at any of my pharmacies. And that was like the food noise came back and all of that. So when people talk about food noise, I am a former bariatric patient who had complications with my sleeve gastrectomy back in 2015. I did not have a successful, in my opinion, weight loss. I had to struggle and really cut out a lot of foods. No carbs, no this, no that, no the other thing. Like, it was just crazy. And other people were like just eating their normal whatevers and they were losing like 100 pounds in 6 months. I struggled with every pound. Then I think I lost maybe 60 pounds. I was like 270 something, 265 or 276 when I started. I think I got down to like 199 and then it just stopped. And then I had to cut more carbs. I tried increasing and decreasing calories and all the things that people say to do. None of that stuff worked. I was working out. I was jogging. I have a new hip this year, so jogging is out of the question now. But I was literally doing all the things that you need to do to make sure that you're successful. And then I started having really bad reflux at night. I have sleep apnea as well. So, I would roll over in the middle of the night and I would like get a mouthful of what felt like water, but it wasn't. It was stomach bile coming up. The reflux was just actively coming up. It was just a pressure situation. So I had a revision in, I think it was 2017, to a full Roux-en-Y. So I now have that surgery. And I lost a little bit more weight. I think I got down to like 176, and then I was struggling again for a long period of time. And then I increased my jogging to like 6 days a week, 3 miles a day. I've never been able to jog in my life. It was painful. My back was killing me. My hips were killing me, but I thought it was just poor body posture or poor form. So I kept watching videos and correcting. I literally did this until I couldn't sleep at night because the hip pain was so bad, like in my low back straight across. I had to go to physical therapy for months, and they were like, you shouldn't be jogging. You have arthritis in your hip. And I'm like, well, I can't gain weight back. So I ended up gaining back like 20 pounds in the next several years. So that puts us at like 2022. And I managed to just kind of hold there for a little while. Then I injured my hip. I think that was 2023, to the point where the pain would just pull me to my knees. It was horrible on my right side. So I went thinking that I like tore a muscle or a tendon or something, and that it would just be an easy fix. And I was shocked to find out that I needed a complete hip replacement, and that there was no other way to get rid of the pain that I was experiencing. And it was debilitating pain. So I had the hip replaced over it was like a 4-month period of time from the time I was diagnosed until the time I had surgery. I gained like 20 pounds. It was awful. And then during the recovery, I think I gained another 20. So that brought me up to 213.8 pounds. And it was devastating. I was truly just tearing myself apart inside, because after my bariatric surgery and after I got under 200 pounds, I promised myself I would never, ever get above 200 pounds ever again. I'm only 5'4" and a smidge. So maybe 5'4.5". So that's a lot of weight to carry around on your body when you are, a short person. It caused other issues, my weight. It contributed to the sleep apnea, but doesn't cure it when I lose weight. I have mixed or complex apnea, so that's sometimes it's obstructive and sometimes my brain just doesn't tell me to breathe. So I was properly diagnosed after, I think it was 6 or 7 years of frustration with doctors and sleep specialists who were basically saying I was crazy, that everything was fine. And they're like, on paper, it looks good. And I'm like, I'm not a piece of paper, dude. So I finally got proper diagnosed by a wonderful sleep doctor in Boston. I think she's in Brighton now. Probably will be moving again soon, because she's part of the Stewart Medical Group. And if you're here in Massachusetts, then you know that Stewart Medical Group is having significant mismanagement issues with their hospitals here in Massachusetts, and they were closing 2 of the 3. So the state, they're in trouble with the state and everything else. It's just been a nightmare. So I have to reach out to her and see where she's going, because I'm following her. Hopefully she doesn't move out of state, because I don't want to switch doctors again. It took 4 MDs, 2 that were, well, there were 2 under that were like student, most of the hospitals here in Massachusetts are teaching hospitals. So 2 of them didn't get it right. And 4 MDs, like legit sleep specialists, I don't even know. I feel like they should have figured it out. And I had 4 overnight studies and 1 daytime latency test, and they still didn't pick it up. They just knew that there was something there after the daytime latency test, because that showed that I had idiopathic hypersomnia, which is excessive daytime sleepiness, so EDS. And they basically were like, we'll just treat you with modafinil. And I'm like, it makes me feel like crap. It doesn't really work. And I'm sick of just medicating myself when I know there was something else wrong. I think one of the sleep doctors said I had a mood disorder, and that's why I was, anxious and whatever. I'm like, no. I go, this is frustration. This is, you're not listening to me and treating me as a person and a whole unit. But I've just had struggles with autoimmune undiagnosed issues and gastro undiagnosed issues and the sleep stuff. It just all kind of came to a head. Then I was diagnosed with diabetes in 2015 and cholesterol, doing this, like when I was really, really good and eating very strictly, like keto, carnivore heavy, the cholesterol would come down to normal range. When I would eat like normal people, I say normal people do, then my cholesterol and my weight would go through the roof. So my last cholesterol check was 249. I was supposed to have one months ago, but I keep forgetting it's a fasting, and I get up, I drink my coffee, I have a protein shake, and then I'm like, oh geez, I'm supposed to go get that blood work. But I also I have another medication I have to start, and I need blood work for that. So I'll loop it all together one morning and not set my coffee maker and leave a big note saying, don't eat or drink anything, go and get your blood work. Because my brain just doesn't work like a normal person when I get up in the morning without a giant cup of coffee. So those that know me from my other groups, there's my cup. Best cup ever. I only have 2 of these and I can't find replacements for them. So, but this was supposed to be about Zepbound, but I just wanted to explain like that I did everything I could do, and the food noise was still there, and the cravings were still there, and the having to cut carbs down to less than 20 net carbs a day, like insanity. And I was still craving food. I was still craving sugar. I didn't feel full ever, except the immediate month after the surgery on the liquid diet. But as I would add food back in, my brain would start like revving. Emotional turmoil, food thoughts, just a lot of that going on. So don't feel like you're the only person that this happens to, that maybe you didn't have success with your bariatric surgery, or maybe you didn't have success with Weight Watchers, or maybe you didn't have success with South Beach diet. You didn't have success with keto or carnivore or whatever they are. Like, you have short-term success, but then the noise just gets so loud, you're back where you started, right? And I'm one of those. So if you're not one of those people, you can just skip this video and the video series. But if you are one of those people, then I'm just trying to let you know that I understand. So typically when I start a medication, I will join support groups that revolve around that, which I also did. I watch YouTube videos and get very educated. I am not a doctor. I am not a medical professional. I am just someone sharing my journey. So please make sure that you speak with your healthcare team about what your needs are and about how to treat you, because we're all different people. And doctors come at it from different angles. So I figured I would do this so that you could see the arm shot. I also experience hair loss, eyebrows on my head, my arms, my legs. I grow hair where I don't want it, and I don't grow hair where I do want it, which is right up here and right across here. So if you struggle with hair loss, my group is Beth's Wig Boutique and Outreach on Facebook. You can find me and join a caring, compassionate, and kind support group of mostly women that are there to uplift one another and help each other through hair loss. But this is for my Zepbound, so here we go. Like I said, I did 3 weeks in 3 weeks in my stomach than I did 1 week in my thigh, which sucked. And now I'm going to try the arm and see if it hurts. So there's my 10 milligram Zepbound. You take off the cover. You unlock it. I'm going to put it on the back of my arm at the fatty part. And I hope it doesn't burn like a mother. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Ow. Yeah, that stung. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, just to make sure it's in there. Yeah, that stung. I don't know if we can see. Yeah, right there. Ooh, stingy, stingy. So that's the 10 milligram shot. This is the 11th shot. Because the first shot was week 1, or maybe this is shot 13. I just came off of week 12. Ooh, that stings. So they say not to rub the area, but I'm just like, oh. So I don't know if I'll do that area again. I guess it depends on how good my symptomology is for the next week. So because I started a YouTube, I just thought that I would start a section on Zepbound, because in my my wig group, there are the women that are on it, and although they don't comment a lot on the videos, a lot of them reach out to me on Messenger. I know that there's a different level of privacy here on YouTube for some people because they use, letters and numbers for their name instead of saying who they are. So they can probably comment here where they couldn't back on the group. But I will come in every Wednesday just to give an update, maybe do shots if people are like, hey, could you try it? I've typically done my abdomen. My belly button is here, right there. So I've done the abdomen here, and I've done the abdomen here. I rotate, up, down, and then over the other side. I'm hoping that I get a little bit more restriction feeling or fullness feeling when I do eat, and that the cravings diminish just a little bit, because food noise is a real thing. If you don't experience it, you're lucky, because there are millions of us out there that have struggled with obesity and difficulty to lose weight. And this is a GLP. It works because there's a gap in your system for the GIP and the GLP receptors. They're not working properly. This medication helps treat that condition. They are finally figuring out that obesity isn't based on you being lazy. It's not based on anything like that, right? It's because your receptors aren't working properly. Your receptor to feel full, your receptor to think about food as fuel, they don't work. So don't feel badly if you have to take the medication. It's an actual thing. And this medication can be a miracle for people. I am truly thrilled that they figured out that this medication would work for that. I'm truly thrilled that there are millions and millions of people that can now feel like a normal human being, be able to sit down and eat like a small meal like a normal person, be full, feel full on a normal portion, and not be craving food all day and night. It's really nice to just walk in the grocery store and be like, none of this food looks super appealing to me. I'm not over the top thinking about, eating a whole bag of grapes. For some reason, grapes are my thing. So if I was around like a fruit salad, you'd think fruit's healthy, not if you're eating loads of sugar, right? So I walk by a fruit salad. I don't care about the melon. Strawberry and blueberry are fine, but grapes, I couldn't even eat one, because if I ate one, I would literally keep going back and just scooping the grapes out at cookouts and stuff. It was crazy. I was like, oh my God, like they're going to be like, she's stealing all the grapes. It just, I don't know if it's the sugar content that was in it, something with the receptor, whatever it was. I could not have grapes in my house, and I would crave them all the time. But it was literally like I could just sit there and eat a whole bag, and it would literally make me feel sick, and I couldn't stop. That's crazy to me. Like, why? What is it about me that wants that so badly? Like that when I invite it in, sugar is not a friend of mine. If I eat things that have sugar, it lights up a bunch of parts of my brain that just want more and more. So I do try to watch what I eat. Typically, I will do chicken or beef. I'll do some quinoa. I'll add some kind of vegetable to it, but I'm trying to be protein forward with my meals, because if I'm only able to eat a small amount at like lunch and dinner, then I want to make sure that the protein is what I'm getting in, because that's what we learned in the bariatric program, was that protein is very important. So you should figure out what your protein needs are for you. Men and women are different. Sometimes they base it on your weight. So for me, the absolute minimum they told me to intake of protein was, I think it was like 65 grams of protein. But they wanted me more in the 80 to 100 if I can get it in. So I'm trying to shoot for 90 every day, because I figured that's a nice even number. And if I do one protein heavy meal, and if I don't feel hungry the rest of the day, if I do 2 of those Fairlife shakes, then I get roughly 87 to 92 grams. So I'm doing that. And then if I'm craving snacks during the day, I've been doing sugar-free, or at night. Sometimes I get the cravings at night. So I'm doing Outshine sugar-free popsicles. They're like the fruit popsicles. They're a little expensive, but it crushes the craving, and it's summer and it's been hot. So that's nice. I'll also do a chia pudding that I make with almond milk and chia seed. I use Splenda Naturals. I put some cinnamon in there. I throw in 1/4 cup of hemp protein. I mix that all up. I put it in the fridge for an hour. I take it out, I whisk it, and then I just let it set for a couple hours. I throw strawberry and blueberry in there if I need something a little sweeter. I put almonds, walnuts, pecans in there. Pecan. Potato. Sorry, I'm from Massachusetts. Where we park the car. I parked the car. So I guess I kind of say my R's. I don't know. I'm a weird Massachusetts, people go, you're from New England, but I don't know where. At any rate, so those were just a few tips and tricks on things that I'm eating. When I did talk to the surgical PA at the bariatric office, because my doctor left the practice, when I talked to her about what I was eating and how I was getting in my protein, she felt I was doing wonderful. And obviously when I have a slew of blood work done, we'll know exactly, like, if I'm missing anything. I do supplement with vitamins every day. And that's also something that they told us we had to do in the bariatric program, because your stomach absorption isn't the same as it used to be. So you kind of have to bring it up a notch. So I do like vitamin D, 2 multivitamins. I do vitamin B12 or B6 like twice a week. I do vitamin E. I add a fish oil. I'm just trying to cover all the bases. My arm feels better now, but boy, that stung. If it doesn't hurt later and my side effects or whatever are minimal, and that the pros are good, then I might do the other arm next week. I mean, it wasn't so horrible. Like my thigh was, it burned, it hurt. So I'm avoiding my thigh. And everybody has their own way and their own thing. So I'm just here to share my journey with people. This is a little unnerving, because this level of vulnerability, putting myself out there and becoming a possible target on Facebook, on YouTube for trolls and whatever. Wish me luck, dude. So I hope you're all doing well. I will check in with you next week. You can drop in the comment section if you're on one of the medications, what you're taking, what your successes were, if you've had some failures, if you need support, if you have tips and tricks for ways that you've taken your medication or food hacks that help you get in your protein. I think we should just all share, and try and support one another. Life is hard. Be kind, please. All right, guys. Good talking to you. I will catch y'all on the flip side. Have a great day. Bye.